attachment to the body as your identity, you think it's you. So there's your I am the body, blah blah blah. I am however you define your identity, separate identity. But the funny thing is, what you're actually saying is I'm not infinite. You're attached to being limited. And the aversion side of the equation is we defend against the identity, the limited identity. We defend against its death because we believe we can't exist without it. If the body ceases to exist, if it ceases to exist, then you cease to exist. But the pain, once you get sensitive enough, the pain of identifying with the body is an indication that it isn't true. You're just trying to keep alive your limited I'm notness. Because once you remember that you are actually infinity, any definition, any identification with a definition is limited, and you feel a resistance. But as a human, like when you really believe you're a human, you're not sensitive to the dissonance because you've become accustomed to it. It's become your normal. And the body has actually developed a coping tolerance to the pain, even though it's there in the background. Like you're constantly looking for something to complete yourself. And you you defend and justify against its death, and you argue for that limitation. So the aversion side of the wave is survival. Which once you remember that you're eternal and infinite, makes no sense. Like you're struggling to survive, you're struggling to struggle, you're struggling to keep yourself limited, only because momentum's taken hold. Does that make any sense to struggle to be limited? And when the whole time you're actually seeking to be your unlimited self? Like that's what the struggle is. You're struggling. It's like you just won't let go of your limitation because you think it's you. Yet you fight against being limited constantly. But you're the one defining yourself as limited. So you do reach a point where your awareness, you just see all the momentums of those identities. They're not trying to get you to believe in them or keep them alive. It's just the nature of momentum. You actually kind of become, it flips. You become not in a pushing away sense, but it's almost like an allergic reaction. You start to sense a developing of a limitation. You feel the resistance because you're so sensitive to it. And you end up actually laughing because you're just not going to go there anymore. And you're free. And then there's just being infinity. Oh man, it's just freedom. It feels so fucking good. You just don't need anything. There's no attachment or aversion to anything. And you just remember that you're all it is. And there's nothing which isn't.